This presentation is about interviews for athletes in terms of the media and the public and career planning. It's also about SWOT analysis and how it's a structure for athletes and young people in today's age. Okay, so the start of the presentation is basically about why athletes have interviews and what's the purpose of them. So, interviews for athletes, the reason why they do have them is for them to tell the media and the public about what's going on in their life, their opinions on certain stuff, such as the recent match they've played, how they think the game went, how they think their team played, how they think they played, etc. Future opportunities such as sponsors, what they have planned for the future, if they're going to work on their own clothing line, are they doing anything for charities where they're donating their money, etc. And basically what they do outside of their career, whether it's just chilling with family, going to the movies, what they do, how they are as a person. There are different types of interviews, such as radio interviews, television interviews, and interviews with the interviewer itself, just a one-to-one conversation. And radio interview isn't as stressful as the other two interviews. Why? Because the athlete is simply sitting down behind a microphone, just speaking to the media, speaking to the public. However, the public and the media can't actually see the athlete, so it makes it less stressful for the athlete to walk up to an interview dressed to impress, etc. However, they still need to speak formally and with correct grammar. They can't be swearing, they can't necessarily be cracking jokes as people might find it offensive. However, this has happened in a few cases as radio interviews. Athletes feel less stressed out, they feel more laid back, more relaxed as the public can't see them. So they'll tend to just come out of their comfort zone and just speak how they want to, which isn't a good thing for them on their behalf. The second type of interviews are television interviews. They're the most popular type of interviews these days, and it's usually where the public see their idols, for example, football players. Usually see them having an interview on the TV. This type of interview involves all positive communication. Everything has to be on point in terms of what they wear, how they speak, how they present their points, their opinions. Not slouching, no swearing, having good eye contact, good moderate eye contact with the interviewer, nodding their head so it looks like they're interested and they're not caring about what they say. It's important for them not to mess up on TV as millions, thousands, millions of people are watching them, and it could affect their career and their appearance. Okay. Interviews with certain people can determine how the athlete will act and present themselves. What I mean by this is the different type of people that athletes have interviews with will determine how they talk, how their body language is. For example, if an athlete was to have an interview with sponsors such as Nike, they're not necessarily going to walk up with their jeans, trainers, etc. They're going to come in presentable and ready to persuade the sponsor about what they're about, why they should get sponsored for their company, etc. So this includes all the positive communication that was on the previous page, such as moderate eye contact, no slouching, etc. They're going to have to speak really formally as they're not necessarily going to have the best relationship with the company yet, as they've just met. This, however, if the interview was to be a positive one, if it was to come out on a good note, then this could further their opportunities in terms of sponsors, as many of the public eye will see this interview and it will be launched on their website. It will also give the athlete a good name in their field. Career planning. Having a plan for your career is the starting point of knowing exactly the field you want to take part in and what you need to do in it. It's important to know what you want to do at a very young age, or not a very young age, but at a young age, it's important to know what you want to do, as this will give you an advantage over others and give you enough time to work at your weaknesses, find out what you need in terms of qualifications to proceed in that field, the courses that you need to take a part in, GCSEs, etc., grades that you need. Knowing the qualifications needed to enter that career will give you enough time to work on your weaknesses, like I did say. Backup career. Having a backup career is important, just in case your plan A, your first career, the primary career that you wanted to do doesn't necessarily go to plan. Having a backup career, well, it will save you time. Like I'm saying, if your primary career wasn't going to plan, then your backup career will save you a lot of time in terms of looking for a new field to proceed in. You should have the qualifications for your backup career and know exactly the courses and everything that you need to do in order to proceed in it, which will make it a lot more faster in terms of actually getting involved in your backup career. That's just if your primary career doesn't work out for you. I mean, many people have the same jobs and have a passion for the same thing that you want to do. So it's hard for people to proceed and get involved in their primary career that they want to do, which is why a lot of people are found unemployed and working in jobs that they don't necessarily want to work in, because they didn't necessarily put in the effort to try and pursue their passion, while other people did. Goal setting is important as it will allow you to have something to work hard at and to strive for. I mean, goal setting is basically a structure of what you want to do in terms of your career. Like, you have one path, you know exactly what to do to get there. If you're not goal setting, then what's the point? Goal setting includes goals, short-term goals, medium goals, and long-term goals. It's basically a structure of how you're going to reach your all-time goal. For example, a bodybuilder, for example, a short-term goal for them would be to simply attend the gym from 2 times a week to 4 times a week. This is basically if he was this is basically a competition. If he was to have a competition in the next 2 months, then this is what he's going to do. This is the goals leading up to that competition in 2 months. His medium goal would to be increase his caloric surplus by 300 calories and gain at least 2 pounds a week, so he knows he's increasing in size and weight. His long-term goal would to basically win the physique show at a body fat percentage of 7% body fat. So yeah, they're all of his goals. That's just an example of goal setting, the structure of all the goals in order to reach that all-time goal. The SWOT analysis is good as it's important and helps you to structure your career. It's basically, yeah, it structures your career in terms of what you want to do. I mean, in terms of strengths, it's good as it will help you identify your strengths, which will be a good asset for your career. The opportunities that comes with the career and the weaknesses. It will help you identify your weaknesses and what you can do to improve on them in order to stay on the path of your field. And the threats which can knock you off balance, the threats which can threaten your position in your field. LeVar Gilbert's short-term goals in terms of a career involving football is to simply increase his cardiovascular and muscular endurance by attending the gym 3 times a week after football training sessions. This will include exercises such as the bench press, shoulder press, and squats, and simply going on a treadmill to increase his cardiovascular endurance. His medium-term goals are to also try to score more goals in his club, to improve his dribbling and shooting by doing more drills and training, to become fitter by making his diet healthier. So this will include scrapping out all of the junk food that he eats outside of club and everything, which could affect his fitness. His long-term goals are to finally play for a professional team in a lower league, such as Everton, and to build his way up into the higher Premier teams, such as, I don't know, Manchester United, Chelsea, to simply become a professional footballer. This is his long-term goal. And if he sticks at it, then it's most likely to happen. Ivar has many strengths, such as his knowledge for the sport in the field, football. He knows a lot about football. He's been playing football since he was young, and he knows the rules, the relegations about the sport itself. He can play in multiple. He can play in multiple positions in terms of midfielder to forward positions, such as centre attacking mid, right mid, and a striker position. He's played in all of these positions when he was younger, and he says that his best position, personally for him, is to play as a right mid. His muscular endurance is above average. He's quite a strong player. However, he still wants to try and improve this, as he thinks this is important due to the positions that he plays in. He also plays for Red Hills, so he has knowledge. Well, he has experience in playing for a club. So in terms of playing for future clubs, he wouldn't be exactly new to. He wouldn't be new to it. He would have a general idea of how it's gonna go, how training is, etc. His weaknesses: he could improve his shot accuracy. He says he has shot power, but in terms of his accuracy, is not exactly on point, especially in stressful situations where he's under pressure. His shot accuracy is a bit off and tends to miss the target. He's not as fit as he should be, so he's going to try and improve his cardiovascular endurance by attending the gym. Another weakness he has is his temper. He is fairly short-tempered, so in a game, if he was to get tackled, etc., in certain situations like that, he would have quite a short temper and, you know, well, threats. Due to him doing a BTEC course, and doing coursework, he doesn't have enough time to go to training, even to go to the gym afterwards. He has coursework and work to do as well, which could make him a lot more tired, enabling him not to reach his full potential.